Okay, we're having a team meeting at 6 o'clock, guys, on deck, so don't rush off watch. If it doesn't reach us today, it may reach us tomorrow. We are in the zone, the squalls are transiting, and they're heading northeastwards, so we are in their path. Life jackets, they must be to hand. Also make sure if you've got a head torch that is charged and ready to go. If you hear all hands on deck, an all hands on deck call. We've only had a couple of those so far. Please don't faff around trying to put your oilies on. You know, we're in the North Atlantic, we're in the southern part of the North Atlantic, approaching the Caribbean. We're not in the North Sea. If you're fighting through a squall, stay on the helm until it's passed over, and then someone will step on to take over from them.
So, Iona, that was a pretty big squall there. Was that your first big one?
Each crew member helmed through the squalls, swapping in and out. Between the flashes of light, it was so dark as though a black curtain hung before the bow. We're going to try and push with the spinnaker because we know that Rainmaker are dropping their kite for the night. That's been an update on their blog. We're going to push with the kite. It's just a chance for us to make some ground. They are actually ahead of us on the water. With the helm focused on driving and the trimmers alert, we were constantly on our own charge. And now, wanting to chase down our competitors, Rainmaker. Are you enjoying helming with the spinnaker?
It's wonderful, yeah, and surfing the waves is just sublime, absolutely fantastic.
So is this one of the best days?
It is, it's really good, yeah. Sunshine, wide ocean, lots, enough wind, could do with a bit more, and a wonderful boat to surf the waves. What more can one ask?
Have got a gas issue, so we've run out of gas. I'm not sure if you're all aware. That means no tea. It also means no hot food.
So it's going to be getting really inventive with the food over the next few days, but also very conservative. We've kind of put a few meal plans together for the evenings. They're kind of based around tinned foods. We've got a few tinned potatoes, some vegetables, and some tinned meats. So we will work with that. It does mean there's almost a rationing going on, so I know everyone's got very different tendencies to eat on board.
Now we have no gas, so we're heating up water through the engine, and here is a cup of tea made from that water. Oh, you can come up, Charlie. And it's such a treat and a luxury. Oh my goodness, I smell Charlie making coffee this morning and I had to put a request in for a tea. We didn't have the use of a watermaker on board. In fact, often at sea, I haven't had one, so I'm quite used to this. It means any washing up, or indeed showering, is done using seawater with a bucket over the side. We also switched off the fridge as they use a lot of battery power, so here was the last of the fresh fruit, ceremoniously presented and enjoyed.
That one's 57.
We did use a chart plotter as our primary source for navigation. However, I always backed everything up on a paper chart and with an hourly log entry. Mark!
We also continued to enjoy using the sextant. Well, it wasn't always downwind sailing. We also had the wind blowing from forward of the beam. The crew always had the lines in order and a tidy deck, ready to swap back to the spinnaker when needed.
Good. Ease the downhaul. Downhaul's off on the port side. Okay. Grind on the pole. Okay, hold it there. Set the downhaul.
Alas, hoisting the kite didn't always go as planned.
Okay, ready in the pits?
Ready.
Ready on the sheets?
Ready.
And Tommy, you can help grind if you have to. Okay, hoist the spinnaker! Whoa, whoa, whoa! It's upside down, guys! Pull on the sheet! You've got a wrap, pull on the sheet!
Behind the hard work, we captured many candid moments like these.
Never! That is on camera as well. Is that breakfast?
Oh, I'm just reverting to teenage life.
Sorry, Alistair, just an intrusion for a moment into your world of chaos there.
Yeah. It's nice and cool in here. I've got a breeze flowing through. The sails are slightly damp and it cools the place down. And there's somewhere to sit.
And it's quiet.
It's quiet, yeah.
Yeah, mark up the finish line. Final one. There it is there. I think about 270, 80 miles. A couple of days.
Couple last nights at sea.
I know, it's exciting, but it's quite sad as well.
Yeah,
Very
it is.
sad. Yeah.
Keep a lookout, Alistair.
I know where you're looking. It might have been a false call, I'm afraid.
Oh.
I'm not moving until I see land now.
This is your crow's nest.
Yeah, sea level, but just have to work a bit harder.
Caribbean feats. So this is your last night at sea?
Yeah.
Is that a cheer or?
Cry.
What about Eddie on the end?
I'm still upset.
Arc rally control, arc rally control. This is sailing yacht Escapado. Escapado, over.
Escapado, finishing line, over.
Arc finishing line, this is sailing yacht Escapado. We are approximately 2 nautical miles away from the finishing line. Passing Pigeon Island, which gives off a wind hole, trying to avoid. Okay, that is the end of the arc. The mainsail's down. Wow! Oh my goodness!
Now, what I can't do is hand it to you. I have to put it on the deck.
Thank you very much.
Oh, Eddie, show us what we've got.
Okay, so what we've got in here is a little bag of goodies that's got all sorts of hot sauce and vinegar and spices and, more importantly, a SIM card each.
Wow! Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Okay. Are you ready for some shampoo?
Yeah,
Oh, here we go, darling. Oh, grind on, grind on.
the race. In 19 days, a race that gave us everything, from 2 days of wind holes, upwind sailing and relentless squalls. We finished in 3rd place and won the award for fastest female skipper in the ARG. I loved the team, the boat, the ocean, and if asked, the answer would still be yes.
I could do it all over again. Yeah.
Keep watching to find out what made each crew member sign up for a North Atlantic Ocean crossing and who would be voted to go without rations for 24 hours if we had abandoned to the life raft. For now, thank you for watching. Please, if you haven't yet, do like and subscribe to our channel. We would really appreciate it. I'll see you next time.
Why have you decided to undertake an ocean crossing?
My dad and my older brother have both done loads of sailing, and both of them have done the Atlantic. So I sort of felt like it was something I really wanted to do. I found like the last 2.5 years really stressful. I'm excited, but I kind of feel sad. I'm not quite ready to come off the boat yet. I think my peak moment has been like helming through the squalls. I mean, I haven't enjoyed cleaning the bilges or cleaning the heads. I do like helming. I don't know why I find it stressful sometimes before I come on, and then once I'm on I really enjoy it.
We have to abandon to the life raft and we only have enough rations for 8 people on board, but we have 9 on board.
Ooh.
Who would you propose, as you're in charge, does not get the rations for the first 24 hours?
No pressure. I don't know, who's got the biggest stash? I think it's the question. I think me and Tom maybe have the biggest stash of food, although Eddie's a bit of a dark horse and keeps whapping out snacks. So I'd say Tom or Eddie, I think.
Very diplomatic.
Yeah, even though they probably eat the most on the boat.
Yeah, well, so I just finished school and I'm on a gap here at the minute, and I thought, I really wanted to do something with it, especially during COVID, like make the most of my time, and I love sailing, like it's my passion. So, and I just finished my day skipper as well, and I'm working on my coastal skipper. So I thought, like, you know, what better way to make the most of my time than, you know, do something like this, just get some miles under my belt and cross an ocean. Yeah, I mean it's an amazing achievement, I think, but at the same time I'm like really sad that it's over. One of my peak moments has been just like helming through the sort of stormy or squally weather. I love that, like the feeling when you're surfing down a wave and you know, it's quite windy, it's picking up, maybe a bit of rain, or one time we had like the wind kind of switched and we were beating into a squall. I found that was a really fun night. Potentially the rationing aspect, that's been quite a hard part for me. Or probably just finishing the trip, like getting to the end of that. Yeah, honestly, it's such an amazing time. Well, the best part that I've learned, probably spinnakers, because I've done spinnakers on dinghies, but never on yachts before. And even just like the sail changes, like getting the jib up and down, spinnakers up and down, you know, code zero, that kind of thing. Because on the trip down to Las Palmas, we never did any of that. We just had the furling jib and the main.
Who would you propose does not get the rations for the first 24 hours, and that can't
Eddie.
be you?
Eddie.
Who?
Eddie. The man's a machine. Yeah.
And he's had a secret stash all along, hasn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
So this year I finished school in March and had quite a few plans for the summer, but all got cancelled. When I saw this, it was quite appealing, as it was definitely going to happen. My peak moment would be the first pod of dolphins we saw about a week in. I hadn't seen dolphins in ages, and it was great sailing past them. My trough would be my first 3 days of sickness, which I kind of saw coming, but yeah, that was really horrible. Also, a night shift I had in the saloon where I didn't get any sleep, and I got attacked by some oranges and apples. I thought I was having a nightmare, but I was actually awake. So that would be a low moment. Helming I've really enjoyed over the 3 weeks. I coming into this, I've never flown a spinnaker, so going up to the foredeck and hoisting spinnakers and pulling them down, I've really enjoyed, and also learnt a lot from that.
Who do you propose goes without rations for the first
Tom.
24 hours? Without any hesitation.
Easy answer. He eats too much, and I'd also quite like to see him without food for 24 hours to see if he turns into a psychopath.
Yeah, we get a different
But yeah, Tom eats too much, and we'd run out of food in 24 hours if we fed him, so quite easy decision.
So, Kat and myself are a professional yacht crew, but we've been mainly based out of Greece, a few little shorter legs, and we felt it was time to sort of expand a little bit, but didn't feel like doing an Atlantic crossing on our own just yet, or with another crew. We thought by coming with Sail Racing Academy, we've got an instructor, skipper that we can actually learn from, especially the spinnaker stuff, and actually, rather than just sitting there as crew for 18, 20 days, we can actually learn stuff at the same time and build on ourselves as people. It's been such an amazing couple of weeks sailing with these guys, and even teaching a few of them a few little naughty songs and things like that. So it's been good fun, but I'll be excited to get there and have a freshwater shower now. Favourite job on deck? I mean, the pole was an interesting one, trying to jury rig that to work again, with the spring busting, the jaws then opening on a regular basis rather than staying shut. For our little tied-in rig, that was quite nice. But it meant we couldn't jibe, but it meant we could get the sail up again, so that was bloody brilliant. Rather than having to do 18 days without a spinnaker. Actually trimming the spinnakers, so for me it has been mainly about the spinnaker stuff. I've sailed for a lot of years, but I've never played with them before, never had a chance to play with them. So it's been really nice to learn the trimming side of them, the hoisting, the repacking, like the whole sort of range of motions that go with them. And seeing the bits where it does go wrong and how to deal with it, and it's that kind of stuff that you don't get taught, so it's nice to have you with us and talk us through these moments, and stuff like that's going to stick with me forever. We pushed the boat as hard as we could some nights, surfing to 15.9 knots and things like that, so I mean, we've had a couple of broaches, but it's all in the spirit of it. Well, that's easy, that's Tom 10 bellies. He's eaten enough on this trip for about 7 trips over.
It was really a next step in the career for us to get that ocean passage in, but the difference was we really wanted to do it sailing, like completely under sail, not just jump on a catamaran doing a crossing, completely under sail and get that spinnaker training in, so that's why we chose this trip.
What's something new that you've learned on board and you've really enjoyed?
Ooh, spinnakers, full of like asymmetric, symmetric. It's so amazing to see them up and flying and the beautiful colours, but really getting the lines down and the sheets and the guys and that new vocabulary to come with that.
What's been your favourite deck job?
The pit, I absolutely love it. I've really kind of stepped into that role, and I love that it's like running a mixing deck with all the jammers and knowing exactly what lines are where and relaying between the helm and the foredeck. So I've really loved that role. Jake, because he'll make up for it with beer at the other end.
You were very quick with that answer.
I mean, it's something I kind of always wanted to do, but it kind of felt like it wasn't very attainable, if that makes sense. And then I kind of was at a bit of a loose end, and my mum found this, and I thought, well, I might as well. And so yeah, now here I am. And you learnt so much, and it's been crazy. Like, it doesn't feel like you had 9 people on a boat. I haven't had a moment where I kind of thought, oh, fed up this now. It's all been kind of good fun. Because you're focusing so much on helming, trying to keep the boat as straight as possible, you kind of don't really have time to think about what you're doing, if that makes sense. I mean, I think it would probably have to be Tom. That'll save us the most food, won't it? Sorry, Tom.
As retirement looms, I wanted to find out whether long-distance ocean cruising was something I could do with a family or with my wife alone, and I wanted to be better at it before undertaking such a journey. The 2 peak moments for me. One is surfing down the waves with the spinnaker up at high speed, 3/4 under control, not quite totally under control though. That's been great. And another peak moment was the nighttime sailing, surrounded by the stars and just gently swishing through the ocean, joined by a few clouds and some great colleagues.
And a trough moment?
Yeah, trough moments are possibly while a boat's bucking like a bronco or a roller coaster, trying to find your clothes and put on odd oilies while being battered against the cabinets and the oranges in particular. The oranges had a tendency of hitting you in the eye at the least opportune moment. Yeah, it's easy. Tom, of course, because he eats most. But seriously, if you're in charge and you're asking people to go without food, I think you have to be the first to step forward.
I think you're